going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to do some chicken halves. We start off with about a 4 to 5 pound chicken. We're going to spatchcock it and split it right in half and make a delicious Alabama white sauce. Alright, we're going to start off by getting our chicken out of our package. And be prepared because there's a lot of juice in here and you do not want to spill it all over your cutting board. Typically do this inside by your sink, but okay, before we get into spatchcocking the chicken, we got to make sure that we clear out all the giblets and internal pieces that come with it here. So we're going to pull these out, and that's all we have. Of course, we're going to clean this up. Alright. First thing you need is some kitchen shears. These are very important and help out the process. We'll lift this parson's nose up, and we're going to get in. And we're going to save this piece for some chicken stock later. Okay, this is the part you spatchcock, you flip it over, sort of push down, break that bone, and get it flattened out. From here, we're going to use our knife, and we're going to cut right down the middle of it and create that half. And the way I like to do it is start with my tip. I'm just going to push. It's going to break right through, and as you're pushing, roll back. Nice and simple. Chicken halves. And the wet brine is very simple. It's going to be some sugar and salt. And now we're going to whisk this together and let it dissolve. That's what we want it looking like, nice and cloudy. Okay, we're going to submerge our chicken halves in here. Just going to submerge this in here. There's two. We'll press it down and let this soak for a minimum of 4 hours. Alright, it's been 4 hours, but it's not as simple as just get the chicken out, patting it dry, then throw some seasoning on it and getting it in the smoker. You want to pull the chicken out, wash the brine off, and then pat it dry and leave it sit for about 1 hour in room temperature before you go season. We're going to place it on a wire rack for resting. That way it can be elevated and all the moisture can just drip off and fall in this bottom pan. And now we're going to go wash the brine off. I just finished washing the brine off, so we're going to go ahead and pat them dry again. I know we use a lot of paper towels. Bounty, where are you at? Quicker picker upper. We just washed our chicken off with the brine. We're going to leave it sit for 1 hour, pat it dry, and then season it up. During that 1 hour, we're going to make our Alabama white sauce. This is 2 cups of mayo, half a cup of horseradish sauce, some Dijon, about 2 tablespoons, some pepper, of course salt, some cayenne, and then some apple cider vinegar. We're going to go ahead and whisk this together. We want that mayo to dissolve a little bit. And the reason why we're making this now is because we want to place this in the fridge and let all these flavors infuse into one another and give it time to just sit. The longer you can let it sit in the fridge, the more the flavor you're going to have. And there we go. Of course, behind every good chicken recipe is a delicious dry rub. It's cumin, oregano, thyme, smoked paprika, dry mustard, salt, and onion powder. Typically you want to mix with your hand. Get nice and blended. Now this looks good. And before we season, we got to add a mustard binder. And all you're going to do is take a few squirts on the outside, be generous, liberal coating of some mustard. Use one hand, rub it around. Up under that wing, everywhere. We want to get this seasoning. We're going to flip it. And of course, we're going to get the backside as well. We're not going to flip it back over just yet. We're going to add some seasoning. Nice, beautiful coat of seasoning underneath where all that meat is exposed. Trust me, it will make a difference. I wish you could smell this seasoning right now. It's hitting my nostrils, and I'll tell you what, it smells pretty good. Alright, we got a nice seasoning here. Pat that in. Always pat your seasoning. Flip it over. Okay, now we're not going to go seasoning the top of the skin just yet. We want to get underneath the skin and get it up underneath there on that breast and thigh. So we're going to go peel this back. just like you see right here. We're gonna get underneath here, right on that meat side of the breast. We're gonna season, we're gonna just throw it up in there. Do not be shy. That's gonna be, guess what? Flavor. Okay, we got underneath the breast, and now we're gonna move to underneath the thigh. We're gonna get it all up in there. Okay. Turn it back around. We're gonna start right here with the wing. So we gotta make sure our wing is seasoned. Work our way to the front of the breast, and then back up the breast to the thigh. You can season however you want it. It's just the way I prefer to do it. That way I know I'm covering all grounds. And this is looking beautiful. And the seasoning measurements were perfect. No more seasoning left, and our chickens are coated generously. We're gonna roll at 275 with some hickory wood. We're gonna wait until we measure this temperature inside here. It's gonna be 150. We're gonna crank it to 325 so we can crisp up that skin a little bit on the outside. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and give it a layer of a spritzing. We're gonna go ahead and check our temperature in the thickest part of the breast, and we're reading 140. We're gonna close it up, give it about another 25 minutes. We're about 1 hour in, we checked our temperature, we're reading 150 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and open these vents up and get that heat bumping to 325 to finish it off. All it's gonna take is a nudge. We just wanna open it up just a little bit. I wanna say about right here. Those vents have been open for about 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and check the temp now. 160, 165 is what we're aiming to pull them off because we wanna keep it juicy. We just pulled these babies off, and we're gonna let them rest for a few minutes, but I'm gonna try something. I seen somebody, his name is Meat Church, I know you guys have heard of him, he's a legend in barbecue. He actually took a whole chicken, or a spatchcock chicken, and submerged it in the Alabama white sauce, and then let it rest with it on there. So I'm gonna take one of these halves and do that process. Just gonna take this half, I'm gonna stick it down in here, lift it. We're gonna let this sit and rest for about 5 minutes. I can't wait to try it like this. This one right here, we're gonna go ahead and just leave it as is and then use it as a dipping sauce. We're just gonna spin this around. Get in there and split that up. And now we're gonna take this and give it a dunk. Love me a nice quarter leg. That first chicken half was absolutely money. We're to go cut into this one. Moment of truth. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Both of them, juicy, tender. I really do like mine dunked in the sauce. That way you get that sauce flavor in every single bite. You can tell the brine did what it's supposed to be. This recipe is killer. If you like it, go ahead and check it out. It's in the description below. Click the link. And also, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we got plenty more coming.